Hi, crafters, and welcome. So, this is Watch It Wednesday, episode 166. Funny story. So, it's now 7:20 in the Chicagoland area. I've been up since 4. Yeah, this is what happens when I get within 2 weeks of my craft show. So, I've been up since 4, and I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh no, it's Wednesday. So, I didn't have anything. I don't have anything planned for my other two cards. Usually I have an idea in my head what I'm going to do for the other two cards, but I'm flying by the seat of my pants today. So here's what we're going to do for today. We're going to start with the base card. This is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5. So this is not my usual orientation, usually, or size. I mean, the way it flips. Usually I do 5.5 by 8.5, score at 4 1/4, and you can do that too. That would just look like this. But I decided I had this basic beige sitting around, so I thought let's go ahead and use it. So again, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5. Okay, so we're going to cut out some pieces. Now, these can all be cardstock or DSP mix and match, of course, the same as any of my cards that I do. I'm going to say you can have optional a grounding layer of 4 by 5 1/4 DSP, and we'll see how we like that. Not sure how that's going to work out. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do here. I really want to use, this is Retired, this is Rich Razzleberry, but any sort of berry-like color cardstock works perfectly. Let me grab out my scraps. Let me move my chair out of the way. Let me grab these off my shelf. I think with this, I want to do a lighter pink. Let me see if I have anything in my... there's a piece of lighter pink. I always like how that looks against that really dark. All these others are kind of too pinky. That didn't sound right. And then I think I want to use, let me see if I have a smaller piece of Old Olive, because you know I'm an Old Olive person. All right, I think that will work good. Let me put this back up on my shelf over here, because I do have to punch in for work soon, so I want to keep my desk area clean. This is my crafting standing counter. Over here is my little short 24 by 36 desk that I work at. All right, so let's see. I'm going to cut these pieces first, and then we'll decide if we want that optional layer. Okay, so let me bring in my trimmer. All right, so you know what? Let me see. Is this? Yeah. So let's. I think. And none of these are 4 1/4 long. So let me go ahead. This also will look good with this. We'll figure this out. So this is the one I'm going to do. It's going to be 1 by 4 1/4. So let's go ahead and do one this way. And 4 1/4. Sorry, 5 1/4. I'm so used to saying 4 1/4 because that's, you know, the card width. All right, so here's 1 inch by 5 1/4. All right, I'm thinking maybe I won't do the pink. Maybe I'll do these. Let me put that over on the side on my little scraps over here. All right, so here's my 1 by 5 1/4. Then we're going to do 1 3/4 by 3. So let's do, trying to think, because that's going to, let's do this out of this one. So this is going to be 1 3/4 by 3. So here's 1 3/4 by 3. this is going to be 1 inch by 2 3/4. So there's, we have 1 inch by 2 3/4. And I think I want to repeat that. Yeah, I think so. And this is going to be 1 by 2 3/4. If you wonder why, if you're new here, when scraps get that small, I usually don't keep them. So if I have that little piece like that, I always end up folding them in half. That way I'm not tempted to try and keep it. All right, so there's our 4 pieces. Let's see if we're going to want to do a layer or not. Because I was thinking, like I said, I usually have an idea of what I want to do for my other 2 cards that I'll do on, have ready for Friday. But, oh, this is wrong. Oh, I did that. Did you see that? I did that twice. Silly Roxy. This is 1 3/4 by 2 1/2. So let's see. We'll do 2 1/2 this way, 1 3/4 this way. I know I could hear you guys screaming through the internet. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. All right. So this is how I'm doing it for right now. This is what I think my basic layout is going to be for Friday. And what really got me started about this was this, but I don't know how this would look backed on that. Yeah, I don't like it like that. You need something lighter. What's on the other side of this? No. And that is to, yeah, we'll just leave it like this. We'll do some techniques probably on these for Friday because they look kind of plain right now. But this is going to be the general layout for Friday that we'll do together. But I'll also have examples for 2 other cards, or I'll have examples made already with 2 other cards with these cutouts, with these measurements. All right. Sorry so discombobulated this morning. Like I said, I looked up at the clock at 7 and I thought, because I always think about my work day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Wednesday. I don't have a Watch It Wednesday ready. So quickly, I wrote these up. So if you don't mind, give me that thumbs up. And come back on Friday. We'll make a card using this general layout, and I'll have 2 other examples, and we'll do it all together. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.